Hi guys, today we are talking about the case that everyone is talking about, and that is the one out of Idaho.
We've got a code 187.
Officers on the scene.
Some of my content has mention of extreme violence, sexual assault, and or other triggering content. Discretion is advised. 4 friends were killed in their off-campus apartment by a university in Idaho. These 4 friends were Madison, Mogen, Kaylee, Goncalves, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. The timeline starts like any other night out for a college student. 10:30, they took an Uber to a bar. 1 a.m., they left the bar. 1:30, they are seen at a food truck. There's some video surveillance about that, which we will touch on. And then around 3 or 4 a.m. is when this event happened. Apparently, police were called that Sunday morning to an unconscious person. We do not know the 911 caller, but they show up and they find this bloody, horrific scene. Now, from what I'm hearing, there was 4 friends and they were doing different things that night. The timeline we have about them taking the Uber to the bar, going to the food truck, that is 2 of the girls that were in the house. The other girl and her boyfriend, who was also staying that night, I guess did kind of similar things. They went to a sorority or fraternity party, not sure which, but then they all ended up back at the house by around 1:30. Then there was reports of the fact that there were 2 other students in the house that night as well that were not harmed. This all was a lot of information. We have 4 students killed. We're not exactly sure what's going on at this point. One of them was male, the other 3 were female. They did kind of different things, but they were all in one house. So people were kind of at this point questioning what is going on here. And that is when a lot of information started coming out and it made things way more confusing than they already were. So we found out that they were all stabbed to death with a big knife, one with a serrated end. We got reports that they all fought back on their attackers and that there was a lot of blood. Then a picture was released of blood dripping outside of the home. Now, as you can see from this picture, and I'll describe it to you, there's some blood, awfully lot of blood, dripping down the outside of the home. This leads everyone to question, how much blood is this? Because to have blood drip outside your home when you were killed inside, this had to have been a horrific, horrific scene. So here is what we know from more information that has come out. They were likely sleeping when they were attacked. I did say that they were fighting back. I'm sure that they were sleeping. Some commotion happened. I'm not exactly sure of the details, but they were all sleeping and they were all stabbed, and most of them, I think, if not all, fought back. There was no sexual assault present, and police did release manner of death as stabbing, cause of death as homicide. The weapon in the case, this large knife, has not been found so far to date. And they got into the house through a sliding door. At least that's what police released. There is no forced entry and neighbors heard nothing, including those 2 individuals that were sleeping upstairs. So these other 2 roommates were sleeping and didn't see or hear anything. We don't know if they are the ones that called 911 and even found the bodies, We don't have a lot of information about these two individuals. The thing is, a lot of people pointed to them very quickly on in this case, because how can 4 students be stabbed to death in this way and you hear nothing just sleeping upstairs? However, police recently said that they were cleared and that they had nothing to do with this. Hi, if you have watched this far into the video, please consider subscribing to my channel, as well as liking and sharing so we can get the news out about cases like these, and so that I can continue to do what I love and bringing you videos. Now let's get back to the story. Police are saying the suspect is still at large. Now, there has been some inconsistencies with the police on reporting this detail. At first, they said the suspect is at large, but there's no threat to the university or the community. Then they kind of walked that back in a press release saying, well, if the suspect is out there, which they are, then I guess there is a threat. But they believe this was a personal, targeted attack, and that's why they don't believe that the university campus is at risk. This is confusing a lot of students, and I mean, rightfully so. A lot of people have left for the holiday early. This may cause some disruption in the case because there's not going to be as many students to question. But if I were a student there, or my family member was, I would be getting heck out of Dodge right now because we have little to no information. And the way the police are kind of flip-flopping on this makes me believe that there's something more going on that, of course, they're not releasing. Now let's talk about this video surveillance. Now you see in this video, which has been released to the public, 2 of the victims in question. They go to this food truck, very happy, giggly, bubbly college girls. They're ordering food, and there is a man in the back who is watching them. Then as they walk away, he kind of walks in the same direction. So of course, the public was like, oh, this guy has to be a suspect. But police again come out and say that he is not a person of interest at all or a suspect. They say he has been cleared. There is so many questions right now with this case, and this case is scary. It's scary for the students in this Iowa community. It's scary for this community. We don't know if this is a situation that we need to feel threatened by. And to be honest, the police are holding a lot back, and they're doing that for a good reason. They're doing it because they want information that only the murderer is going to know. So when they go to question him, they can see these details, hear these details from them, and they know who did it. However, for this community, we need to know a little bit more. Just saying it's a targeted personal attack doesn't say much because we already know that. It was a big knife used for college students all in one home. Something is really going on here, and I'm sure that we're going to hear more and more is going to come out. But this is tragic, very, very tragic, and people have the right to be scared. Now, hopefully more details about who called 911, what the connection between these 4 students and anyone out there is. I did read that today they released that one of the victims had called someone a bunch of times right before the attack. So I'm wondering if they're looking at that person as a suspect. But this has been over a week now. We need answers, and we need to find these people. So please, if you have any information, come forward. I will put all the information I can in the links below. But I wanted to leave you with this. The family says, we will find you. And if I know anything, a family who has lost a loved one, as well as this amazing true crime community, you're not going to get far. We will find you and we will get justice for these 4 friends. Hi guys, I just wanted to say I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like any of the content for Code 187, please click that subscribe button, that like button, that share button. Help us out, help us grow. You can find us on your favorite podcast platforms. Yeah, check us out on there. Give us some ratings. Tell us what you think. We're also across every social media on Code 187. So we're on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I think that's it. And of course YouTube. So please, please, please subscribe if you like our content and spread the word. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.